Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be doing a quick reading to see what your person is currently thinking of you and of the connection that the both of you share. With that said, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. And with that said, for pile 1, we have rose quartz. For pile 2, we have tiger's eye. And for pile 3, we have red agate. Hello, pile 1, my rose quartz pile. Let's take a look at what your person is currently thinking about you and about the connection that you share with them. So my pile 1s, let's start shuffling. Let's get some cards out here. Okay, we start out with the 7 of Wands. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and we have got the 8 of Wands. So for me, I feel like this is kind of an interesting way to start out. We start with the 7 of Wands. To me, the 7 of Wands is going to bring up guardedness, defensiveness, and also intimidation perhaps, because immediately after we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. And if this person is viewing you as this very nurturing Queen of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles also has their stuff together, the 9 of Pentacles has their stuff together, it just seems like to me at times this person could be a little bit intimidated by you. Part of the reason why could be the confidence that comes through, the worthiness that comes through from the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. It could also very well be that you are someone who's doing very well for themselves. And I guess I could say this person in that regard then might feel insecure about themselves. Like if they're intimidated about you being or having your stuff together, if they're intimidated by the fact that you are someone who's very successful, if they're intimidated by your confidence and your, who you are as a person, let's say, that could of course highlight that there's some things that this person is insecure with themselves about. The other aspect of that 7 of Wands, bringing up things like guardedness, could also be an indication that this person wishes or wants to open up to you more, but is stuck in their own way or is stuck in their old ways. And part of the reason why I feel like this person's like I guess let's say, starting out with that 7 of Wands and it being a card that can represent us feeling guarded. Aside from feeling intimidated, now let's just look at this person being guarded. The Queen of Pentacles is such a kind, nurturing, understanding person. And I feel like this person is trying to perhaps figure out why, and in that sense maybe trying to take their guard down, because of the fact that they know that they are dealing with someone who's always been kind and nurturing and understanding of them, but it's still been difficult for them to let their guard down. So I don't know, or I hope, let's say, that resonates with you. I'm not sure who that will resonate with, but that's something for me that's coming through strongly here. I kind of want to pull another card to clarify like what the heck is going on with your person. So maybe let's get like a card out okay, so to me this is promising because it's the Temperance card. That would highlight this person maybe isn't as stuck in their ways. They're trying to balance out their ways. They are somebody that maybe we need to be a little bit more patient with. They're not stuck in their guardedness. They're not stuck in their intimidation or whatever it is that they're intimidated by. It is something that is going to require patience, and it's going to require this person coming back into balance for themselves, doing some of their own inner work so that they can let their guard down, so that they can move things forward, so that they don't feel like, they're intimidated by all of these wonderful qualities that you perhaps have. So However, for some of us, we might not have the patience for this kind of BS. Some of us might not have the patience for this person to let their guard down. Some of us might not have the patience for this person to, not be intimidated by us. And that, for some of us, might be a deal breaker. It might be a deal breaker if our person isn't confident in themselves, or if the person is insecure with themselves in some type of way. Not saying that we all don't have our own insecurities, but if something that's keeping this person's guard up and making it difficult for them to make some sort of positive movement forward toward you is because of the fact that you are doing well for yourself, have a lot going for yourself, and are confident in yourself, then that might be something that we don't have a lot of patience for. It just kind of comes through as being a little weird for me. Like, it's a little bit weird that this person is intimidated by your confidence. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that message. I'm not quite sure how you will feel about it, but whatever the case might be, this person seems to have their guard up, even though they know that they're dealing with somebody who's very kind and understanding and nurturing. Not only that, but this person does seem to be intimidated by the fact, almost knocked over the camera there, but this person does seem to be intimidated by the fact that you are someone who has their shit together. That this person thinks of you as not only being kind and nurturing and understanding, but somebody who's well off financially, somebody who's successful in their work, somebody who's successful in whatever ventures they go on. They view you as being someone who's very independent. And even in that regard, you could be someone, like, for some reason this is what this is bringing up for me, and I'm not quite sure if this will resonate with you, but I guess what it's kind of reminding me of is, like, this person, let's say this is someone, maybe we're in our 20s or our 30s, doesn't really matter what age we are, but maybe this person, like, still lives at home with their parents. Maybe this person works at, like, and if they don't live at home with their parents, let's say maybe they work at a job or have a job title that's not as high up, let's say, as yours. And it just kind of strikes me as, like, you're maybe someone who is very independent. You have a high-paying job. You have your own house or your own apartment, whatever the case might be. And this person's intimidated by the fact that you have done so well for yourselves. They feel like they're not good enough for you. So, again, I'm not sure who or where that will resonate for, but that's something, or that's kind of the vibe that comes through here. Like, you do very well for yourself, and this person's kind of intimidated by that because they might not feel like they are at your level. So I hope that makes sense. The Eight of Wands to me can speak to communication. It can also speak to, like, going out, seeing one another, that there's been a lot of exciting times, that there's very high chemistry within this connection. And that would lead me to believe when the two of you do see one another, or the two of you do hang out with one another, this person and you and yourself are definitely enjoying yourselves. It's always a good time. There's always a lot of laughter. If we're, being intimate with this person, the intimacy is, very, very good, but there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of fun to be had. I feel like even in this regard, for some of us, this person is very much so worth it, and it's worth the wait for them to release whatever guard they might have up. It's worth the wait for us to, pull this person's head out of their ass and have them recognize that, even though they might not have their own apartment, or they might not have as high paying of a job, that we view them, or we see them like for who they are, and we love them or like them for who they are. For some of us, this person is very well worth it. And part of the reason why they're well worth it is because, first and foremost, there's a lot of comfort between the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. We feel very comfortable with this person. We feel like we can be ourselves around this person, and this person, little by little, is continuing to show us more of themselves. And for the most part, we do have a pretty good idea of who this person is. But that Eight of Wands, too, is speaking to the fact that not only is there a lot of comfort, but there's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of excitement. All in all, we really do enjoy spending our time with this person, and we feel very comfortable when we are with and around this person. So again, for some of us, it's well worth whatever patience we need to give them for them to begin to open up to us more, or for them to build up their confidence, whatever the case might be. Okay, so let's get an oracle card or two out here, my pile ones, to see what is happening within this connection. And we start out with the Siren: alluring, seductive, enticing, mysterious, threatening, vindictive, and rebellious. For me, the alluring, seductive, enticing, there's a lot of chemistry within this connection. This person views us as being someone who is very seductive or attractive. I would say not so much like threatening, vindictive, rebellious, but those words kind of brought me also to like intimidation. Like there's something about you that makes this person feel threatened, and I feel like it has to deal with how settled they are, how stable they are, how secure they are within their own career and finances. So it's not so much, again, threatening, but perhaps they feel threatened or intimidated by your confidence, your worthiness, your stability, your security, where it is that you're at within your career. So again, I hope that makes sense. Maybe that'll make some sense for some of us. Okay, I had 2 cards jump out into my lap. One of them is emotional intimacy, healing relationship with inner child, healing relationship with self or inner child precedes successful relationships. Love is energy. Again, feels like to me there's a lot of comfort within this connection. There's a lot of comfort. This person's recognizing, for those of us who are dealing with this person that has their guard up, we're seeing this person's guard come down little by little. That's something that we are, in fact, giving them patience for or about. The other card to jump out was the escape artist. May sabotage or end to avoid hurt, afraid to be loved, still looking, don't run when it gets real. Now, this escape artist brings me back to the 7 of Wands. Maybe to a little bit of a lesser extent, but for some of us, we might be dealing with someone who's acting exactly as that card says. It might be very difficult for this person to let their guard down. It might be very, like this person's insecurities for some of us might be way more than we are able to handle, like, let's say, and that's where we might lose patience with this situation as a whole. Whatever the case might be, there have perhaps been times where this person has self-sabotaged within this connection. I feel like that's something that's totally capable of happening, that afraid to be loved could be why this person keeps their guard up. At times it might seem like this person's making excuses. Like they're making excuses, especially in regard to, maybe they feel like they do need to be more settled, stable, secure before they can commit to this relationship in some way, shape, or form. And maybe we're just starting to begin to get fed up by the, as I'm going to call them again, excuses that this person brings to the table. Maybe this person has had a habit of running away when relationships get too real. One of the first things I got from this is this person still has their guard up despite knowing and despite you showing that you are someone who's always been kind and understanding and nurturing. And it gets to a point where for you that could be something that's very confusing. Like, what am I doing wrong here? I thought I was doing things right. And it's very well like, yes, you are doing things right within this connection. But if this person has a habit of self-sabotaging, if this person has a habit of running away when situations begin to get, too committed or too real for them, then that's not on you, that's on them. And the last card to jump out, which I feel like is good advice anywhere, is self-indulgence. Focus on yourself, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. Now, I also feel like that's a little nod to our friend here. Whoever this person is, one of the first things, and again, we all deal with our insecurities, or we all have insecurities that we deal with. However, for this person to be intimidated by again, like I said, I've said this already, I just find it to be a little weird that a message to come through here from these cards is this person being intimidated by your confidence. And it's not in the sense of like a compliment to you, although they do like and appreciate the fact that you are confident. It's more of this weird thing that they've got going on with themselves. where they're too intimidated or feel, again, too threatened because of how confident that you are in yourself and because of how well that you are doing for yourselves. That just doesn't really exactly sit right with me. So when it comes to this person, for some of us, yes, maybe we have a really good time with them. Maybe they are worth the wait. For others, we might have already lost our patience with this person and are going to choose to focus on ourselves. At the end of the day, I feel like this could also be a nod to our person in the sense of they need to work on their self-confidence, or they need to, focus on their self-worth. For others, I feel like, again, it's just good advice for any of us to be focusing on ourselves, on self-love and self-care and self-appreciation, whether or not we are single, dating, in a relationship. So, pile 1, I hope that this made sense in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Hello, my pile 2s, my tiger's eye pile. Let's take a look at what your person is currently thinking of you and of the connection that you share with them. Okay, pile 2, we start out with the Strength card. We have got the 10 of Cups. Let's get 2 more cards out here, my pile 2s. We have got the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. 1 more card, my pile 2s. We've got the Star. So almost all major arcana would lead me to believe that this has been a major or significant connection and or relationship in your life as of this point in time. So starting out with the Strength card, the Strength card to me is going to bring up confidence, attraction, chemistry, and emotional intimacy or emotional vulnerability. The 10 of Cups is going to bring up fulfillment. It's going to bring up romantic fulfillment. It's the Happy Family card. It's going to indicate that we've built a very strong, stable foundation with this person. First, especially, I feel like this, of course, would make sense for those of us who have been dating this person or have been in a relationship with this person. However, for others that are maybe still dating this person or beginning to get to know this person, there's been a very strong connection that's been undeniable from the start, let's say. And of course, that should resonate all throughout for all of us. If this pile is your pile, if this pile resonates with you, but even for those of us that are, freshly meeting this person or just beginning to get to know them, we see a future with this person, and this person very obviously sees a future with us. The Wheel of Fortune is going to bring up destiny and fate and soulmates and sunshine and rainbows in that regard. It's also going to indicate positive changes that are coming to the connection and positive changes that your person is hoping to undergo. And then we have the Star. The Star in a love reading is mainly going to bring up for me us deepening the level of commitment that we are in. So that speaks back to the positive changes of the Wheel of Fortune. This person is looking to make this connection more stable and secure than perhaps it is right now. For those of us that have been in a very committed relationship with this person and perhaps are even married to this person at this point in time, what that could be signifying is maybe this person's hoping to move with you somewhere soon, or maybe this person's hoping for whatever the case might be, maybe a positive change in circumstances for the both of you, maybe a higher paying job for one of you or the both of you that allows for you to hit some of the goals you've been wanting to hit together. Whatever the case might be, let's go back and start back at Strength. Strength bringing up emotional intimacy and emotional vulnerability is going to show that the two of you very early on, and for some of us that are very early on in this connection, we're able to recognize that communication between the both of you is different in a positive way and unlike any other relationship that we've perhaps been in the past. We opened up to one another very quickly. We felt comfortable around one another very quickly. And we really truly felt like we were being heard. by our person. Like, we could be ourselves, we could be our most authentic selves, and let our true selves shine. We could also express ourselves and our emotions and our feelings, perhaps in a way that we've never really felt comfortable doing so before. So this relationship really opened. It's like the both of you, to find one another, were open, open to love, open to putting yourself out there within your love lives. But the more that the two of you got to know one another, the more that the two of you are getting to know one another, the more open you feel. In the sense of, I would say, when we move forward to a card like the Ten of Cups, we really feel like we have found our other half. We feel like we have found our person, the person who we are meant to be with. And that's because the Ten of Cups and then the Wheel of Fortune can bring up feeling like we found the one, or feeling like we found our soulmate, feeling like this is somebody that we were always meant to meet, or that was always meant to be in our lives. The Ten of Cups, again, will bring up happy family life. It'll bring up strong, solid foundations. It will bring up commitment in romantic relationships. And I feel like whether we're idealistically envisioning that this is our person, or we've been living life with this person, there's a very strong indication here that there is strong potential, let's say, for a future together. The Wheel of Fortune leading into the Star, I feel like, again, is speaking to positive circumstances. It's speaking to hoping for positive changes to come shortly in regard to this connection. So again, if this is somebody that we are getting to know, or we're dating, then we're moving forward toward a committed relationship. If we've been dating this person and we've been exclusive and committed to one another, then maybe now we're at a point where we're soon into the near future going to be discussing moving in together, or getting engaged, or starting a family. And if, of course, we've been engaged with this person, maybe marriage is on the way, maybe children are on the way, maybe moving house together is on the way, whatever the case might be. But I feel like you obviously as well, but your person really sees a future with you and is doing whatever it is that they can to continue to build upon the foundation that the both of you already have, and to continue to make positive movement forward that is going to allow for the both of you to continue to grow and to evolve with one another throughout time. I feel like when it comes to this connection or this relationship, even if you all have been together for a very, very long time, a very hot minute at this point, we're still there for one another, trying to boost one another up, encouraging one another, trying to incite some positive change that's going to allow for us to continue to live life together, or to live life together at an even, I guess I want to say, at a level up than maybe what we're doing right now, what we're doing together 5 years from now, if we've been with this person for a while. It's like the two of you not only see a future together, but are constantly trying to grow and to evolve with one another, and are very supportive of one another and each other's goals. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like, all in all, there's still a lot of happy times that's to come in regard to this connection. Okay, we start out with the Dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. I feel like the adapting and the changing is speaking to positive circumstances that we are trying to move forward toward, that of course are going to take some adapting to. Whatever the case might be, I also feel like when we see, be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, for those of us that are perhaps beginning to get to know this person, we are opening up. Like, for those of us that have been in a relationship with this person for a hot minute, as far as these cards are concerned, it really brings forth this message of, we've been opening up to one another. We've been sharing and expressing ourselves throughout the duration of this relationship. But for those of us that are maybe, this is a very fresh or new connection, we are finding out maybe what it means to be truly emotionally intimate or emotionally vulnerable with somebody else. things are coming to light. Like us being able to express ourselves and get this person's perspective, and them being able to express themselves and get our perspective, is really helping for the both of us to grow and to heal and to evolve. Whatever the case might be, this just seems like it's a very happy and healthy relationship that has the capability of continuing to be happy and healthy. And it's because of the strong, stable foundation and the always wanting what's best for one another, and always being supportive of the other, which is being highlighted throughout the spread. So let's get another card or two out here. We've got life goals. Literally what I've been, droning on about over here. Be sure of your life goals or lifestyle. Be sure that your life goals or lifestyle are congruent with your partner's. Grow together or grow apart. Again, core values, I don't think I've said this yet or droned on about this, but core values and life goals are very similar between you and this person. That's perhaps why there is such a strong foundation. That's perhaps why there is so much comfort and safety and security within the connection. That's perhaps, of course, why the two of you are so supportive of and are constantly trying to, let's say, again, I don't have a better way to word it other than like boost one another up. And we are growing together. This relationship has the capability, and you both have the capability of growing and evolving with one another throughout time. And I feel like that Wheel of Fortune into the Star, not only speaking to positive changes and the deepening of commitment within the connection, there's also that indication of the both of you really truly supporting one another's goals and being there for one another, and thinking about and reflecting upon and talking about the effects that, let's say, a positive change in your career would have on the relationship, and what your goals are, what your plans are for the future with one another, or what theirs would be. The two of you are very open and honest and upfront with one another, and the two of you are there for one another, helping one another throughout life, let's say. So whatever the case might be, let's get two more cards out here. We have the card Proposal jumping out. So again, get proposed to, surprise gift, something that is proposed, things moving to the next level. That's a horse that I've been beating to death throughout this entire reading. It really seems as though this is, and then the next one. Literally can't even make the shit up sometimes. We have leveling up. You deserve the best. Major improvement. Doing inner work. Dealing with past hurts. The two of you are helping one another to grow and to evolve, but even in like practical ways or practical matters, the two of you help each other to reach each other's goals. So however that makes sense to you, whether it's that your person's very supportive of what your dream is in life and you're very supportive of what their dream is in life, whatever the case might be, things moving to the next level, getting proposed to, moving house, whatever the next step is for you and your partner seems to be upcoming. The leveling up, I feel like the both of you really help one another to level up, and of course it's going to perhaps signify the relationship and in regard to its commitment level is also leveling up. But the two of you are very there for one another. You share similar values, you share similar goals, and whatever is yours and whatever is theirs, the two of you are so incredibly supportive and uplifting to the other person that it's helping for each of you to level up in your own ways because of the support that the two of you give to one another. So all in all, my pile twos, thank you so much for allowing me to do such a lovely little reading today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello there, my pile threes, my red agate pile. Let's take a look at what your person is currently thinking of you and of the connection. We start out with the Queen of Cups. We've got the Nine of Wands. We have the Fool, and we've got the Page of Cups jumping out here today. So this might be very short but not too sweet, my pile threes. When it comes to this person, I'm not really sure if I trust their intentions, seeing the Fool next to a card like the Page of Cups. So if you have had your guard up around them, I would maybe continue to be protective of oneself when it comes to this person and their energy. So we start out with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is kind and loving and nurturing. The Queen of Cups is sensitive and empathic and compassionate and overall just a very loving, sweet, kind individual. So that's what this person's thoughts are of you. You know, they think of you as being someone who's a very kind, loving, sweet, good-hearted, good-natured person. But then we get the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is a very protective card. The Nine of Wands can be very guarded. The Nine of Wands is also kind of like burnt out and exhausted. Now, what that leads me to is this person, I don't know of the best way to word this, but I kind of really get not so good vibes from this person. So I'm sorry, my pile threes. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. But the vibes are off, is what I could say here. To me, the Nine of Wands being this burnt out, worn out sort of card, this card that's like very defensive and protective, trying to take one last stand for themselves, it kind of leads me to feel like this person is trying to break you down in some type of way. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel like this person is thinking, if I'm persistent enough, you know, like if I persist enough, maybe I could get this person to let their guard down because they are so nice and kind. But it feels, I guess, manipulative to me. The Fool jumping out next, of course, the Fool can represent taking leaps of faith and beautiful new beginnings, but he could also represent a high level of carelessness and casual or non-committal relationships. And then the Page of Cups can be an indicator, especially next to a card like the Fool, of immaturity. And this person being incredibly emotionally immature and emotionally unintelligent. So I guess what I could say is, it feels like to me, when it comes to that breaking you down message, it just feels like to me this person has this mindset of, if I persist enough, this person's going to let their walls down, they're going to let me in, and they're going to let me do what I want. You know, like, this person doesn't feel like they are looking for a committed relationship. This person is looking for something casual and non-committal. This person's emotionally immature and emotionally unintelligent. So this person is hoping, like, the way that this flows for me is, they know that you are a good person. They know that you're a kind soul. They're hoping that if they persist long enough, you will give in to what it is that they want from this connection. And what it seems like they want from this connection is something casual or non-committal. And again, something casual and non-committal. The Page of Cups at times, when it's around or next to certain cards, can speak to someone, you know, having a crush on you, but wanting to do something about that crush. For me, it's coming through here as this person's very attracted to you. There's a lot that this person admires about you, but this person isn't coming forward with a full offer. Or perhaps they're not coming forward with the type of offer that we would hope to receive. And there's times where this person can be very careless or reckless of your feelings or what it is that you want from the connection, because what this person wants is what they want. And they're hoping that if they persist, you will let them in, or you will let your guard down. So to me, that just feels very grimy. That feels very scummy. And just overall, I would say that this connection is not one which is worth our time. Because if this person feels like if they persist enough, if they flirt enough, if they maybe even at times give in a little bit to what it is that you're seeking, that they will have you convinced and you will give them whatever it is that they want from you. However, they will be very reckless and careless with you once they receive that. And they will be very immature the more you move forward with them. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it doesn't make sense. I hope that this doesn't resonate with you. But as far as what I get from this reading, it's just like you're somebody who's very open and loving and kind. They're somebody that's going to try to persistently break your walls down until you let them in, and then they carelessly fuck with your heart, your mind, and your emotions. I mean, I'll just be blunt about it. Like, that's what this feels like to me, so I might as well be blunt. Let's get a couple oracle cards out here, my pile 3s, to see what else is going on. And we start off with perhaps a card that makes a lot of sense based on what we've gotten here from these 2 cards. The Golden Mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. Again, that kind of leads me back to what I was saying when it comes to their persistence. Not only that, but if you are coming through as you are, if you're coming through as this Queen of Cups, who's very loving, nurturing, kind, very open to love, has a high capacity to give and to receive love, but some things about this person has made you wary, and they're aware of that, and they know now that you are guarded with them. They are perhaps love bombing you or being persistent in some way, shape, or form in hopes that you do let your guard down and let them into your life. Whatever the case might be, this person wants what they want. They want something casual and non-committal. And it does seem at times they do put in some type of an effort to make you think that they want something more. So again, might not be the message that we wanted to hear today, but I'm hoping for some of us who are receiving this, it's the message maybe that we needed to hear today. Like, yes, this person is love bombing you. Like, yes, this person is saying one thing but planning on doing another, etc., and so on. Maybe we just needed a little bit of confirmation when it comes to this person, and we are getting it at this point in time. But my pile 3s, please take what resonates, leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you, as always. And let's try to get another card out here. We have got trigger. Overreaction, respond rather than react, avoid decisions based on fleeting emotions. And I kind of feel like perhaps that could be advice for you, that avoid decisions based on fleeting emotions. This person, this person seems to be, like, at least from these 2 cards to me, a player, but there's times where this person is very freaking charming. So for you yourself, just make sure that you are not putting too much time, effort, and energy into this connection or making decisions with this person based on the emotions that you're feeling for them, especially if this person has been at times acting shady or sketchy with you. Because there's times where this person is so charming or is saying all the right things and perhaps even doing all the right things, and it's making us, let's just say, like, give in to this person in some way, shape, or form. So I don't know if that makes sense, or who it is that might make sense for, but avoid decisions based on fleeting emotions, I feel like, is perhaps advice for us when it comes to this situation. Okay, we have got Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, and hesitation. I feel like you at times should perhaps be hesitant to meet up with this person. However, I do love the message of have faith, love is coming. So if we've been dealing with these sort of people who only want casual or non-committal, have faith, a love relationship is on the way to us. And I feel like that could make sense even like with the avoid decisions based on fleeting emotions, the breaking down that the 9 of Wands keeps bringing up for me, where it's kind of like, if this person is at times good at, let's say, weaseling their way into your life, then perhaps it is time for us to stop letting them do that. because maybe in a sense us keeping this person in line is making it difficult for us to meet the right person, because we're not being as open as we could be to other possibilities within our love life, since we're entertaining or being entertained by this person. Let's get one last card out here. And we have got taking out the trash. Couldn't have said it better myself. Finally dumping that loser, cutting ties, emotional clearing, self-love, spring cleaning, and healing. So for me, self-explanatory. That card's basically telling you, again, this person only wants one thing. What I find very interesting is this card that flew out of the deck right after I put that card down. Keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. Again, it just leads me to feel like this person only wants something casual, non-committal. There's times where this person's very charming. There's times where we let our guard down, we let them back in. We are a very good, kind-hearted person, but it seems like we've fallen into a pattern with this person, and there's times where this person knows exactly what it is that they need to say to put us back on the hook and reel us back in. All in all, my pile threes, as I said, sorry if I say anything that's harsh or hurtful. I'm never trying to be harsh or hurtful, only trying to deliver the messages as I get them by reading the cards. Other than that, if it does not resonate with you, it is not meant for you, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day.